Hey folks, so this is the first Elysium machine video. Originally what I wanted to do is make this into one video, but I thought it would probably be beneficial, making a quick 5-minute, basically kind of like an intro video plus why and how, and why the reason or how this came about. Where this kind of all started was, I've been kind of tuning and testing hardware for about a decade. I got into it when I was about 12 years old, 13 years old, kind of like that. Anyways, I digress. But back to the rework. This was right around COVID, and I was doing copper core plates and PTM before it was popular, but they really became popular, or liquid metal just in general really became popular around Ampere, the 30s card. So Ampere was relatively very power hungry, and the cards that were coming around that time, it was right around COVID. So I don't want to, I love EVGA, I don't want to say anything, but even the EVGA cards were coming out with like 6-watt pads, really bad pads, really terrible thermal paste. Like, I worked at least 20 cards where the thermal paste was basically just plastic. Like there was no transfer that was happening. So yeah, this kind of started around there. So I've been reworking them for about, I want to say within regards to this process, it's been about 4 years, but I've been doing this for about a decade in terms of just figuring out different thermal solutions, what works, what doesn't. Basically this gives Waterblock a run for their money, because you don't need to enter that ecosystem, because I know a lot of people are not cool with liquid cooling. Just the shared maintenance, even if it's once a year, once every 2 years, they still don't want to do it. It's understandably so. This rework only makes sense for, like I said, just high-end GPUs, the 3070s, the 3080s, 4070s, for basically all the newer cards. And I'm just gonna really taking this apart, and what this is a copper cold plate. This one has already been prepped, but I've kind of just scratched some of the things. I've kind of prepped this just to kind of show you guys. I'll show you guys what one looks like when you guys order one. But so I'm going to go through this for a second. As you can see, the PTM, what happens when you use the PTM? PTM is, the way that I like to explain it is it has very liquid characteristics. So anything around 45C or above, what will happen to the PTM is it will start to kind of like, it will kind of fill in every kind of micro surface. It's a really flat. It bonds. It has really good bonding property. Whoops, I'm not showing that here yet. It has really good bonding properties. So I've scraped some of the PTM off so that you can see it really binds and creates a very thin layer. And as you can see, what that does is that gets right in between the memories and such. So that's the premise of the copper plate. I shaved these down to spec. In particular, I'll just give this one away for the FD3W 3080s. It's 1.6 millimeter. The pads are like the soft pads are 2 millimeters, but once you screw everything down and you involve pressure, I'm from a caliper standpoint, I calipered to 1.8. So what I do is I shave these down to 1.6, and then both sides gets PTM to help with the transfer and to help with the bond process. So that's that. I'm just going to put this to the side here. It's going to show this card. I've had this for about 5 years, entering 6. She's been good to me, this one. Without any further ado, let me kind of show you guys what comes in the box when you guys do order it. This gets double layer padding. I just kind of have it in here for now just to kind of show what you guys get. This hasn't been prepped, but these copper cores are sanded to spec. So depending on what GPU is, that's the secret sauce, I guess you can call it. That's what I'm putting on the table is there's a certain tolerance that I need to sand these to. So that's what I do. So you get this in the PTM. The first 4 that have been sent out, sorry guys, I didn't cut the PTM to size, but what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm actually going to cut these to size so that it's just, it's really easy for you guys and just get it to pop it in. I'm working on getting liquid metal supplier. That's the one that I don't have yet, but everything else here is what we'll call this a basic kit. with that being said, only the one last thing. Basically, I'll make this into a intro and hello video and kind of why we do this, and then the next one will be the actual how-to. And one thing here, this was asked about a lot in the community, the backplate. I mean, it's more predominant on the 3090s. Like you'll notice a little bit more, you know, just because it has the flip chip. But on the 3080s, it's 30 millimeters. Let me get a caliper out here. I know this was asked about a lot on in the EVGA forums, so I'm just gonna bring that to, yeah, around 3 here there. So you want 3 millimeter pads for sure on these ones, and I mean you can see the indents from the chokes on the top side. So yeah, I don't think this was including in the photo that I sent, so I was gonna eventually do this video, and this is just color. I've had this card for 5 years, so it's seen some things. As you can see, here some beauty marks here and there, and on the on the back plate. But yeah, no, overall, she's been great. But yeah, I'll end it here. I'll quickly, what is this, a 6 minute? But yeah, I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to make it too long and boring, you know. If I would have done it together, it would have been like a 16-minute video. So I'm gonna end it here. I'll get this uploaded, and then I'll do the how-to video. Again, I'm planning on making it like no nonsense, right down to what you need, maybe 6 minutes, 6-7 minute video. So I'll end it here, folks, and I'll see you guys on the next one.